Hey everybody, going to give you a full rundown of how this strength and conditioning spreadsheet works. So to start on this how to use tab, this is just going to give you an outline of everything that I'll walk you through today, but just some reminders of kind of what each tab does and some pointers on how to print, just some reminders again of what we'll go through. So jumping in right here, one of the main tabs that you'll need to work with here is this Maxes tab. So this is where you're going to import all of your rosters, all of your players, keep up with their maxes. You can copy and paste athletes in here from a different document. You can type in any new player at any time. So if you're going to, again, entering your roster, you've got a spot for their name, position, height, weight. Now the three main lifts that everything is calculated off here is your clean, squat, and your bench. You can change those categories if you want, but just taking a look here at your hang clean and squat as you adjust these things, all other maxes are calculated off that just based off of a percentage. So just for example, taking a look at your incline, it's just going to be taking 80% of your bench press. So as you go through this, you can change those formulas if you'd like, if you wanted your military to be maybe a little bit heavier or your front squat, but those are all based off of percentages. Okay, this total pounds right here, this is where it's just a sum of your three maxes. So if you do like 1,000-pound club, easy to calculate it. What I use it for really is just when I'm sorting. So as I get a roster in here, if I want to reorder from say the strongest to the weakest, just going up and going through your sort range there, and I was going to sort it by the sum of the lifts that's just happened to be in column R there. You could hit sort and it would reorder all of those athletes as well as all the formulas. One thing you need to be careful of, you can delete a player at any time, you can change your max at any time. You can move just an individual player by just copying and hitting this paste special. Make sure you hit formula only, that way it will copy and paste the formula as well. If you just try and drag an athlete from one row to another, it does take the formulas out of there, so just be careful if you're sorting your athletes that way. But again, you can copy and paste multiple athletes if that's something that you are looking to do, as long as you hit that paste formula only. Okay, so how this max tab is broken down, there are 10 teams on here, 15 athletes per team, so you can program up to 150 athletes quick, easily. So again, that's just where you're going to enter all of your information for all of your athletes. Okay. Real quick, there's a couple different ways you can present this to your athletes. So if you want to just print out a kind of a mass sheet here of everyone's name and all of the weights that they're going to use for that week, okay, this mass sheet here would be a great way to do that. A lot of the times in season, I'll like to just print something like this. It's got all my athletes on there. It's got all the weights that they're going to use for the week, and we just post these up, put them at the racks. It's quick, easy, so every athlete doesn't get a card, but they're able to see what their weight is for that week. So once we walk you through how to actually program your week, that'll all automatically populate on this tab here. So if you're wanting to print out individual weight cards or weight sheets, again, once you structure your program, it'll automatically pull up on here. And what an athlete's weight card would look like, it'll have all of their weights for the week as well as whatever workout that you've designed on there. So when you're looking at these, there are 15 athletes, so you'll have 15 per tab, and then there is also a coach's sheet on there with all 15 athletes that are on that tab. So if you've got certain coaches in charge of certain groups of players, that's an easy way for your coach to keep track of the weights for those athletes. So you can rename these tabs anything you'd like. If you split them by JV or varsity, or you put a coach's name in there, or if you do team names, whatever you'd like to do, you can rename all of those tabs at any time, okay? Again, there's going to be 15 athletes on each one of these tabs here, okay? Now the tab that you'll do most of your work and most of your editing on is going to be this master tab here. So this is where you're actually going to design your programs. A couple things, and I've got it in here in red just as a reminder for me, like this is the only place that I need to be editing, because once you make any type of modification to your program here, it will automatically change it on all of your tabs for all of your players, as well as on this math sheet here. So, just for an example, if we wanted to do a hang clean instead of a high pull, as soon as you type in hang clean, it'll change it for team 2, team 3, team 4, so on and so forth, as well as the ones right underneath it. Okay, so anything that you want to put in, we've got a place for notes. That could be a place for reminders for your kids in terms of form or technique, or your coaches. If you guys are going to do any warm-up sets, then actually what the work sets are. This load here is kind of a reminder for me. I like to tell the kids kind of what percentage we're at, but if you happen to be doing a body weight exercise, or if they need to work with a partner, or maybe you're doing something with a landmine and you just want to tell them, okay, keep it light, keep it moderate. Those are just some notes that you can throw in there for your athletes. This auxiliary lift here, again, if you don't call it that and you call it an active recovery, you can edit and change anything in any one of these cells, and it will change it on all of the tabs instantaneous. If you do mess up at any time, just hit the back button and you're good to go. So I like to work in a lot of groups of 3, so we'll always have a lifter, a spotter, and then we've got someone doing some type of auxiliary lift. What's great about this program here is you can put things in to fit how you like to program things, how you like to word things, so nothing's ever set to a certain drop-down menu or anything like that. So if you want to do a set of 3, and a set of 1, maybe you don't like to put 10x for reps and you like to write out reps. So anything that you are used to in terms of how you program, 100% customizable there. Okay, so this is where you're going to actually type in or copy and paste from a different program what workout you'd like to do for the day. So it's structured for 4 lifts, and then if you're fortunate enough to have a little turf area or turf room or a side gym, it's got how I use it is 4 lifts, and then we've got an additional movement or exercise that we can do in a turf room. But you can type in anything you'd like in those fields. Okay. Now when we're talking about actually prescribing a percentage for your athletes, so let's just say we were looking at a clean and a squat. If you wanted their clean to be 60%, you just type in 60, either hit enter or just click off of that cell, and it will automatically change the percentage for not only this, but again, all of the other tabs and that match sheet. So again, it's going to be quick, it's going to be easy to program up to 150 kids, and all you've got to do is make one little change on this master tab here, just on the first sheet. Okay, so same thing with back squats. Say we wanted to be at 75%. Okay, if you wanted a warm-up set or not, you just type in 0. So if you happen to not be doing deadlift that week, just put a 0 in there, and it'll just show a 0. We wanted to be at 75%. So again, that's up to you guys how you want to actually program and design your programs, but how it is set up on our back squats and our bench press, I've got 2 percentages in there, so you can use it as, if you like to do a warm-up set and then you like to keep it basic and do 3 sets of 5, you can have that first weight as your warm-up, that first percentage, and you can have the second weight as your work set. And if you want to go in there and you want to change the actual titles to that, to a warm-up and a work set, you can do that. How I like to program a lot of everything is kind of a structure like this, where we would do either a set of 3, a set of 3, a set of 1, 4-4-2, 6-6-4. So I just like to, we might do something like a set of 3, set of 3, set of 1, and go 75, 75, 85. So again, it's 100% customizable however you feel is best for your athletes. But again, a great thing with this, it's very easy to modify. If you want to go 3 days a week, you can just type in again the days of the week if you'd like to, or day 1, day 2, day 3. There is an option for you to import your team logo, whatever you want. Again, as soon as you import that picture on that master tab, it will show up on every corresponding cell in there. So I like to do a 4-day split. We'll do 3-day as well, but even if we were doing a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, like we would in the middle of an off season, our Wednesdays, we would do a speed day or a skill day or a character day. But in the summers, if you were doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you could just change this to Friday, no workout, or whatever you'd like to do. Again, just the middle of this weight sheet here, because that's where I just kind of like to put some notes, or just kind of what the rest of the week would look like. If you wanted to go in there and not do anything on Friday and just be with the 3-day, you delete that, no big deal. As you take a look, it would just be some empty cells there for your athletes. Okay. And then lastly, just at the bottom there, I've always got a quote of the week, or a Bible verse of the week, or a team motto. Again, anything you'd like to import there, it is quick, easy, and it gets put on 150 kids quick and easily. If you are looking at the Google Sheets version, what I found is best is to download it as a PDF and then print it. It just comes off a little bit sharper, a little bit clearer, and then I like to just save it in my drive. That way I can refer back to prior weeks or prior years if I'm looking at what we did a year ago, as opposed to what we'd like to do moving forward. So if you have any questions, you can always refer back to this how-to tab. It covers just about everything we did, but I hope you guys can find some use for it. Thank you.